The topic of today's video blog is a topic that I will undoubtedly cover many times again in the future. Um, this topic is homosexuality. Um, I hear a lot of people say that they're tired of hearing about gay people. They're tired of hearing about homosexuality. Um, Tired of hearing about same-sex marriage. Um, and I actually agree with you, but not for the reason that you would think. Um, I am tired of hearing about it. I am tired of talking about it. But the thing is, I am tired of the ignorance that still exists regarding this subject. So I have no choice but to talk about it because as a gay man, this, of course, affects me personally. So until people pull their heads out of their asses, I have no choice but to continue to discuss this subject. Um, with that said, I now move on to the actual things I would like to discuss. Um, this video is about my personal journey as a gay person, um, why I continue to discuss this issue, and how this ties in into recent events such as the Supreme Court ruling. Alright, so here it goes. I first realized that I had these feelings and thoughts when I was in the fifth grade at the age of 10 years old. Um, During this time, I was a member of a Southern Baptist church. So, as you can figure out, there were constant sermons that were anti-gay based. Um, as a result of this, I went into my teenage years thinking that this was something that was wrong. Um, I went into my teenage years hating myself for who I was. Um, I believed that this was sin, that something was wrong with me. Um, and I believed that God hated me because of this, even though I was His creation. Um, as the Bible and as the church says, this played a part in the depression that I had all throughout middle school and high school, and um, a little bit of the years after high school. This played a part in why I was suicidal all through these years. This played a part why I was angry all throughout these years. During my high school years and middle school years, um, I begged and I pleaded with God to deliver me. Um, I desperately wanted to be different. I wanted to be normal, or what I thought normal was at that time. Oh, for over 10 years of my life, this is how I felt. 10 years that I can never get back. 10 years that I can't make different decisions. All these years are gone. I can't go back and make myself love myself for who I was then and who I still am now. Um, because of religion, these are 10 years that were stolen from my life. So yes, I am angry. Yes, this affects me personally. And yes, this is why I continue to talk about the subject. I didn't come out until I was, I want to say, 25 or 26. I can't remember. So actually, it was more than 10 years. It was 15 or 16 years. Um, this whole time, growing up in a very religious town in South Carolina, of all places, I was terrified of what would happen if I came out. What would happen if people found out. And this has hindered me, or well, it did at that time. This hindered me for far too long in my life. Um, when I came out, I instantly had family members and people I had known for over a decade turn their backs on me due to coming out so late instead of as a teenager. The results for my personal story aren't as drastic as they are for a lot of people. And so I guess in a twisted sense of way, you could call me lucky. Um, I don't refer to myself as lucky because this hatred should not exist. And these all these years, I was a coward. Instead of admitting who I truly was, I was begging and pleading and scared and hating myself for something that is not wrong and something that I could not change or shouldn't have to change and shouldn't have to hide. Um, for the teenagers or the people in middle school that have to face the hatred, face the ridicule, face the threats, the violence, and all of this because they are unashamed of who they are. They are open about who they are, and they are more courageous than I could ever be. You are an inspiration to me. Um, I only wish that I had the courage at that age of my life that you do now. Um, now on to the Christians. Um, I keep hearing, and this is not for all Christians, and the actual good ones, you know this, but for you fake bigots, the ones of you who cherry pick the Bible, which parts you want to focus on and which parts you ignore, for those of you who do not follow the Bible yourself at all, for those of you who are like Bristol Palin, for those of you who are like my family members, for those of you who are like Rick Santorum, Rush Limbaugh, um, people like this, you are not being persecuted. You have lost no rights. You can still get to be a hateful piece of shit like you have always been. Freedom of speech does entitle you to this. But let's set the record straight about freedom of speech. It works both ways. There is no clause in that amendment that protects you from people responding to you. Just like you, they have freedom of speech. If you want to be a bigot, prepare to be called out on your bullshit. If you want to be hateful, do not expect to be treated with gentleness in return. If you oppress people, like all of you conservatives do, and some of you Democrats and liberals, then expect there to be a backlash. Do not go crying when people respond to your hate with animosity. Do not whine when people call you out for what you are, which I've already said, a hateful piece of shit and a hypocrite. This is not a theocracy. If your religion tells you that gay people, that homosexuality is forbidden, what the fuck ever. All this means is that you don't go, if you're a woman, eat a woman's pussy. If you're a man, you don't go suck a man's dick. Or get fucked in the ass, whichever one. This does not mean that you get to push your religious bullshit on other people. And like I've already said, you do not follow your religion yourself. No one is forcing you to attend a gay wedding. No one is forcing you to marry a gay person. No one is forcing you to have sex with a gay person. However, through your lack of understanding of separation of church and state, as far as church influencing the government, because you all seem to have no issue with churches having to pay no taxes. You're completely fine with keeping the government out of church, but if we keep the church out of religion, your heads explode. As I said, this is not a theocracy. There are people of many different religions, and there are people like myself who are atheists, who do not feed into your religious bullshit. The law is for everyone. It's not just for you. I know for you conservatives, history is not your strong suit. And even though you claim to love the founding fathers, you do not have any idea of what they actually represent. Like you always do, you twist things around to fit your mentalities and visions of what things should be like. Many of the founding fathers specifically said that this is not a theocracy. Get over it. Gay people have existed for thousands of years. We still exist, and we will continue to exist. Our existence does not affect you in any sort of way. Us getting the same rights that you have always had does not affect you in any sort of way. Gay people getting married does not affect your marriages. That would be the 50% divorce rate among straight people that you all seem to give no fucks about. My mouth is getting dry, so I'm going to wrap this video up with saying this. Again, you are not being persecuted. Quit acting like spoiled entitled Privileged Little Crybabies and get the fuck over it. Oh. There is no gay agenda, which is a subject I will touch on again in a later video. As I have already stated, no one is forcing you to attend gay marriages. No one is forcing you to go fuck a gay person, even though some of you secretly desire to. No rights of yours are being infringed on. Um, there is no recruitment, as some of you fake bigots say there is. There are no gay people knocking on your doors, lecturing about what y'all refer to as a lifestyle. It is actually an orientation. That would be Christians and other religious people who are knocking on people's doors. That would be Christians who bash anyone who disagrees with them on any certain topic. Um, I do not give a single fuck about your outrage. It actually amuses me because I see you for the hypocrites. I see you for the hateful shits that you are. I see you for the phonies, the charlatans that you are. Um, and the world is waking up to more and more people see through your bullshit. This world is changing, and if you can't handle that, then why are you still here? I mean, seriously. If you love Jesus so much and you believe that he actually exists, then there are ways that you can go be with him. And no, I'm not telling you to actually go kill yourself. I'm being sarcastic. I struggled with suicide through my teenage years, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But my point of saying that is, if you hate this world for like you say you do, then why are you still here? If you believe in Jesus and God like you say you do, why go to the doctor when you're sick? Why go to the hospital when you're injured? Why not just let nature take its course and die? I mean, if you love God that much, like you claim you do, then I would think that you would want to, so you can go be with him. Um, and some of you actually make me wish that the rapture actually existed and that it would happen, so y'all can get the fuck on and leave the planet to those of us who want to see progression, to those of us who treat human beings with respect, to those of us who aren't trapped in the Middle Ages mentality wise. But as I said, my story as a gay person isn't as drastic as a lot of people's are, but I've had to go through my own bullshit because of this. And so, yes, I am, and I probably always will be angry about this. Because as I stated, these are years I cannot get back. But I'm more angry at this moment and will continue to be more angry about the people that who go through worse than what I went through. The people who right now face this every single day, who fear being attacked, fear being killed, fear being made homeless because of you fake bigots, because of your hatred, because of the propaganda that you push, because you're too feeble minded to try to understand anything that is different. Because although you claim to worship a God of love, there is not a single ounce of love in the spot where your hearts should be. So to you who despise to, should any of you actually view this video, um, as human beings, I do not hate you, but I have no respect for you, which I know you won't care about. As human beings, um, I still love you, whether you hate me or not, and I know many of you do. But that does not mean that I have to kiss your ass. That does not mean that I cannot call you on your bullshit. Um, so in closing, I just want to say a few more things. One, get the fuck over it. Move on. Gay marriage is legal now. Gay people are not going anywhere. You are hypocrites who do not follow the Bible yourselves. Um, go be fake believers on your own time. Worry about your own lives. Go worry about, and this is for you conservatives, go worry about people in your own camp, like Rush Limbaugh, who has consistently keeps getting in divorce, who more than any gay person ever could has disrespected the allegedly sanctity of marriage, as you refer to it. Go worry about Bristol Palin, who keeps having babies out of wedlock, which your Bible um, forbids. All these stones that you were throwing at gay people, where's your stones for her? The Bible specifically says that any woman who has a baby or is not a virgin before she gets married is to be stoned to death. And yet Bristol Palin has one baby already and is now pregnant with the other. Where's your outrage over this? So, again, get the fuck over it. And two, and I say this with love, fuck your selective morals. You are the biggest hypocrites, the most hateful and vile people, the most phony, the most holier than thou, the most sanctimonious um, pieces of shit that I have ever seen. And yes, like I said, as a human being, I do love all of you. But that does not mean that I have to refrain from calling you a piece of shit because your actions make you this way. Your actions are things that you could actually choose, and you continue to follow these things and you continue to do these things. Whereas gay people, this is an identity, part of one anyway. Um, this is not something that can be changed. You being a bigot is. You being hateful is. So save your tears about being persecuted because you are not being persecuted. None of your rights are being infringed on. You are not the victims as much as you would like to be. That would be the gay people who are attacked, who are killed. That would be the transgender people who are attacked and killed. This would be the people who are homeless because of the hatred and the propaganda that people like you continue to push. This would be the people that get fired because they refuse to hide in the closet. They refuse to be ashamed of who they are. Um, and for now, this is all I have to say. But I will be back to discuss this topic again and again and again as long as I have to. Yes, I hate talking about it. I'm tired of talking about it because I am tired of having to defend people like myself who people like you continue to target as long as you refuse to let people live their own lives, which is all we want. Then I will continue to make these videos and continue to address your bullshit.